Thank you, Communications Corporation, for a presentation on our intelligent content control, a more efficient way to network. Technology model at International Communications Corporation is a software-driven return on investment IP data networking solution. Over 3 individual sections today: generation of unified IP data networking solutions, optimize management and value of those solutions, the enhanced deployment and application integration. With a lot of different content as well as different types of devices coming together all over a single IP data networking. And in dealing with those devices, we've learned to lean on quality of service in the age of the Internet of Things. However, the more and more devices that we have, the more and more important information that there is, that everyone deems important within their own right, continues to increase the contention within the network, meaning either more devices are coming on those networks, creating contention from an overload perspective, or that you also have different type of content, heavier, more robust content attempting to access the same network. So how do we deal with a lot of that information? How does ICC handle that data? Well, we look at it in 3 different formats: 1 unified, 1 efficiency, and 1 performance. From a unification standpoint, we look at our systems as well as wireless. It also considers 100% of the IP traffic, so it sits at the top of the network, and it also incorporates routing, various types of routing, whether it's IP forwarding schemes to shorten the distance and time so that voice over Wi-Fi can perform better, or layer 3 routing to segment different parts of the network, but yes, maintain a high level of performance between each of those individual segments. And then from an efficiency standpoint, software drives the content, meaning that our special and patented ICC engine has the ability not only to improve IP data content flow, but also it ensures that more users end up on the network, being able to stream more complex types of data and as well as application services. That then reduces the overall cost per user, enhancing the ability of the service provider to then provide more services. And then centrally, performance. Performance, vital part of a network, and because we unify the network into a single entity, we're better able to control IP policies across the whole network, as well as deliver a more intelligent, content-controlled environment for efficiency. Also, is contention, as well as broadband cost, and ensures that more of your customers' information and well-earned dollars are more spent on the CapEx as opposed to the OpEx side of the business. About a unified network environment, what we look at are how do we get rid of many of the pieces within the network to simplify the deployment as well as the ongoing management and asset controls of that environment. So at the top of the network environment, there are different access control, unified access control systems, which are 24-port switches, enterprise-level switches with layer 3 capability, as well as wireless LAN management and service provider features. While these are not gateways, these are very close to your modem or router and allow for better management of that network infrastructure. We also have the edge devices from a wireless perspective to allow for greater mobility, managed environments that range from single band to dual band, as well as low-cost 802.11n and our 802.11ac technology that will also be released shortly. As a footnote, some of these devices, due to our brand licensing agreement with AT&T, are also branded as AT&T, as you can see. Proposition. To break down the value proposition simply, they fall into 3 different segments. The featured enterprise switch, wireless, and management capabilities allow for the end user as well as the service provider to have a set of tools that enable them to better control their environment, ensure security, make sure that they're able to control the data content in its various forms, whether or not it's wired or wireless, able to position at multiple levels, layer 2, layer 3, and then also be able to then control the forwarding schemes, whether it's centralized or distributed, of that environment. There are several different features that augment the service provider's ability to then further manage that network environment. Those include PIM and Q&Q, as well as full IPv6 capabilities that are integrated at all levels of the network environment as well. Wireless intrusion detection is a feature, and there are 11 different ways that those are administered, all of which are selectable, allowing the service provider to enable or disable different features at the customer's requirements. Ability is also central to the overall network environment, and as clients change over time how their networks are being used for their own purposes, the network itself needs to be as flexible as possible. Therefore, the ability of our system to be either hosted remotely in a data center or to be on-site at the client location enables the client to morph their infrastructure based on their needs over time. Ability to support voice and other high priority information data packets, such as video as well, to ensure quality and deployments. Flow is part of the central patent that's afforded to IC to ensure that we're able to monitor and see the network to ensure different levels of quality and in data transmission as well. So to 10,000 and beyond number of devices in one control system allows the users to grow significantly with the system as well. So they can start off in a small environment, a more distributed environment, and as they become a larger entity and need centralized control over all of the devices, they're able to physically do so. And of course, the investment protection through the enhanced feature support. Migration of IP data forwarding schemes to change architectures over time. For example, in a single environment today, maybe your customer has traditional voice systems, but yet tomorrow they're deciding to move to a more elegant and advanced system that may very well be hosted, may also have multiple voice over Wi-Fi capabilities. So the ability of the network to then change from a central forward to a distributed forwarding to shorten the distance between packet transmissions becomes central to your customer. You also have the ability it is a full non-blocking switch fabric, as well as on the access point side. These are all tier 1 enterprise level quality solutions, as well as having a lifetime warranty with not only the hardware but also on firmware updates. IC Change is the name and the product family name of the total solution. And as a result, at its core, the ICX engine drives performance to enable more users, higher performance, more loyalty, more service options, and obviously more revenue and cost savings for the customer. But how does it actually do that? When we look at quality of service, traditional quality service basically is a way in which to allow higher priority data to pass through a network a bit more securely, from the standpoint to be ensured so that it is delivered. However, the more data that is passed through a network, the greater the contention, and as a result, QoS then becomes very ineffective. In the ICX engine, we are able to not only optimize the flow of data because we're controlling multiple levels of information at the same time. We're also able to intake a greater number of devices as well, but still ensuring the deliverability and service level agreement of those individual high priority packets, but also ensuring that the lower priority packets get delivered. All this reduces the contention on the network to allow for a better performing network environment. First, at deeper from a competition perspective, Whether or not it's specific vendors or pretty much almost any vendor in the marketplace today, we look at it from a unified efficiency and performance perspective across the board, where on the ICC side of things, there are a number of not only unified environment, which most vendors do not take part in, but also from a logical and virtual perspective, the ability to not only host the control system, but also have that control system on site is a central part of the capabilities to reduce your client cost. The centralized control nature, the switching platform, it is not conducted on a PC platform, is central to maintaining the level of performance of the overall system, as well as the least path routing and also other higher level functionalities for packet control. And then from a performance standpoint, the switched ecosystem, as well as the performance RF and power management capabilities, and then beamforming within the 11AC standard, all come together to form a very, very, very software-driven and IP-controlled environment to manage how the network deals with the content flood. We have a number of different environments and examples, whether they are in hospitality environments, manufacturing environments, stadium environments, education, both higher ed as well as K through 12 education environments, where the ICC deployment has allowed for greater levels of performance, while at the same time resulting in an optimized IP data performance environments where there are 3 to 4 times more bandwidth per user, dynamic user and device balanced over that IP data network to improve content delivery. And then in some environments, a reduced AP use, because basically you don't have to deploy a ton of access points just to gain coverage, because there isn't a balance across the physical level layer network as well. In conclusion, wrapping up, what is value, the overall value statement, as we say? It is a solution, it is a smart solution, it is scalable, and then also it's focused on performance. In the full arena, because it's consolidated in a unified IP data networking, it reduces the deployment cost, the management cost, as well as IP data control. In smart environment, because of the multi-personality software, you're able to dynamically change the design, data packet forwarding, the architecture, and you have policies over NAT by deploying from a remote perspective, so it gives greater flexibility. Scalability from a small, very small Soho business office into a larger small enterprise ecosystem, and as a result allows for client needs to change over time, but yet costs to remain the same. And performance to be able to allow more people, more devices, therefore generating lower costs per individual, significantly adds overall value to not only the deployment end from the service provider perspective, but also the client end. The whole solution, whether or not they are standalone access points that makes the small and medium client environments to a larger controller-based solution, all tied together over in cloud environment. Attending this seminar. The call to action is to identify the key transition opportunities. At ICC, we have our white glove service where we train you before you actually try the program. We invite you to attend and contact us for a quick 15-minute webinar on the individual product. And we also offer you a free 30-day evaluation to the product into your customers' environment so that they can see and experience the difference that is intelligent content control. Once again, thank you.